Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Moses Echodo here with your transfer stories. We've seen we are getting back, different leagues are getting back into action. We've seen German Bundesliga getting back into action. We've seen that England are preparing to get back already. We've seen them carrying out different friendlies. We know that Spain are planning to return this week. For England, it will be next week. But the transfer market seems to be very open at the moment. Everyone is looking at signing. One thing that we know for sure is that Timo Werner, RB Leipzig lead striker, is already having agreed personal terms with Chelsea in a deal that could be worth about £54 million. That could be an incredible signature for Chelsea, because we all know that they have struggled with to score goals, where Tammy Abraham has been blunt in front of goal. They have had to defend. They have had to depend on the likes of Kovacic, on the likes of Jorginho. You talk about Mason Mount as well. So the goals have been coming from different parts of the pitch. But now, when you have, as a coach like Frank Lampard, you definitely want to have a player or two that you can rely on for goals. And remember, they already have signed Hakim Ziyech from Ajax, and we know of how incredible a talent he is, has the ability to pick up a run, has the ability to pick up an individual in a given position. And if you already have Hakim Ziyech, and then you add on that is Timo Werner, you definitely are looking at a partnership that could be incredible. I mean, you have Tammy Abraham, then you have Timo Werner, and then you have that is Pulisic on the other side. You have that is Hakim Ziyech on the other, and then in the middle of the pack you have Mason Mount, trying to feed the strikers. I think Frank Lampard is definitely building a team that could be really, really interesting. We also know that Chelsea are looking at getting Ben Chilwell from Leicester City. However, what's fascinating about this transfer, though, is that Leicester City are saying, listen, if you want Ben Chilwell, you have to pay more than what Manchester United paid for that is the gentleman Harry Maguire. That could be interesting to see, because we know that Chelsea are really looking at rebuilding their team, and if they can get that is Ben Chilwell, to try and patch up the gaps where you have Alonso and Emerson, then probably it will be an interesting line for them to fly. You have Christian Pulisic running that lane together with Ben Chilwell. Could be a lot of disaster, really. So I think that is what Chelsea are looking to do for in their transfer window. It's a case of now, can they get a bench? Well, we know that they were trying to get Dries Martins to come and play for them in that midfield area, but Dries Martins has decided to sign a new contract with his Napoli side. As for Manchester United, they are still looking at getting Jadon Sancho. We know that he is the player that they are looking at to come in and help with their attack. Already we know they have Odion Igalo, who has signed a contract that will take him. He continue to press his loan all the way to January. It's a question of whether that can actually go on until later on in the season, until he completes the season. They have Marcus Rashford. You have Mason Greenwood, who for me has been such an incredible revelation in that team. But we know that that's a player that they're looking at Sancho, who has been incredible at Borussia Dortmund. The other person they are looking at is that is Jack Grealish, an incredible force of a talent. Of course, the money is going to be quite incredible. Like I keep saying, if you're buying an English player, the transfer price tag on that player is always very, very huge. So wait and see what happens. Of course, I know that Manchester United are also looking at how best they can try and patch up that defense of theirs. Eric Bailly, with all the injuries that he consistently gets, will need someone to be around to cover for him, and they have been looking at getting Koulibaly, but also Chelsea are also looking at Koulibaly, that impressive defender from Napoli. And going forward to Arsenal, it's not really the best of news coming from your camp, because for Arsenal, your captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang may not really be staying with you, and if he's to stay, it's probably for only the 2020 and 2021 campaign, but afterwards you lose him for free in the transfer. So it seems it's become very much of the kind of scenario at Arsenal for them to constantly lose players. Of course, the other player that Arsenal were looking at was that is Philippe Coutinho, who is deemed surplus to to requirement at Barcelona after Bayern Munich also sent him are planning to send him back after the campaign. So that being said, I think um, Philippe Coutinho is probably looking for a new club. Arsenal are looking for a new number 10 because Mesut Ozil is steadily not becoming the kind of player that everyone always, I think, seems to be. Arguably one of the most impressive, playmakers of his generation. But the last 2 seasons have really not been, we have not seen enough coming from the German and Turkish player. But at the end of the day, for Arsenal, they are looking at Philippe Coutinho. They are looking to get the young man that is a young player from Celtics, that is Edouard rather. He's an impressive striker who has been banging in the goals for Celtics. So, we know that Arsenal had also been in conversation to get that is a striker, but no guarantees yet have been given. And Mikel Arteta has constantly talked about how they are going to get the academy. Of course, the other thing that we know is that there are reports. Please, there are reports, just rumors. There are reports that Arsenal have signed, have agreed personal terms with Thomas Partey, the Atletico Madrid midfield enforcer. So, if that deal does happen, that probably will offer that much needed shield in that midfield and offer the likes of Willock. You can talk about the likes of Dani Ceballos room to operate up front. So that's what's happening at the Arsenal camp. For Liverpool, though, it's a case of, I think they are very comfortable with the team that they currently have. You have Wijnaldum, really, really impressive, but it seems if Liverpool don't add him a new contract, he could work for free at the end of the season. So that's what's happening pretty much at Liverpool. And also in the transfer market for Real Madrid and Barcelona, Real Madrid have already made a bid of about £71 million for Bayer Leverkusen midfield youngster, that is Kai Havertz, who has really, really been impressive in the last couple of games for them. And then for Barcelona, they are looking to bring back Neymar from PSG, but the asking price that PSG is putting on the Brazilian is £155 million. And they're saying, listen, we don't need any of your players, because one thing is for sure, if there was player exchange as well, Barcelona could have thrown Ousmane Dembele, who is pretty much the wheelchair man, into that transfer deal as well. But for now, though, that is all the information that I have for you. That's all the transfer news that I have for you in your different teams internationally. It's me, Moses Echodo, and the entire team at News Liban. We're saying thank you so much. Keep it here. Bye-bye.